The Department of Justice is suing several large landlords for apparently using an algorithm that helps them set rents and collude effectively with their competitors to make sure that average rent prices go up, fighting what should be existing market forces that inspire them to compete with each other. They figured out a way to use AI and algorithms to get away from that. And so in this lawsuit, the DOJ is accusing the landlords of sharing sensitive data on rents and occupancy with competing firms via email, phone calls, or in groups. It's a cartel of landlords is what they've set up. The information shared allegedly included renewal rates, how often they accept an algorithm's price recommendation, the use of concessions such as offering 1 month free, and even their approach to pricing for the next quarter. And so 6 landlords are now part of an existing lawsuit against RealPage, which does one of these algorithms that recommends to landlords what price they should set for their rentals. And 10 states are now involved, including North Carolina, Colorado, and our state of California. The defendants are among the country's largest apartment landlords and together oversee more than 1.3 million units throughout the US. That includes Greystar Real Estate Partners, Blackstone's LiveCore, Willowbridge Property, and Camden Property Trust. And I found the Washington Post had a tool that let you see some of the properties owned by just these landlords. And so I decided to punch in a few different areas and see. And like if you look at LA, it's just all over the place.
Yeah.
Like how can you expect to have competition when you have a very limited number of landlords to begin with, and then they're also colluding with each other behind the scenes? If you take a look, I think this is Fulton County, Georgia, so around Atlanta, it's just everywhere.
Wow.
Miami-Dade County is just, they're all over the place. And so they're fighting back and saying, well, no, we only do like 10% of the rental housing units using our rental suggestion thing, but that's not at all true. It's apparently several times that. And in a time when, Francesca, so many people are hurting under the inexorable raising of rentals, I'm glad that the DOJ, at least under the current administration, wants to fight back against this. I'm very worried about this case potentially being Thanos once Donald Trump gets in office, but this is exactly the sort of thing that should be being investigated.
Yeah, I don't know what that reference is, so I'm assuming
it's when you just snap your fingers and it's just poof, it's just gone.
Got it. Yeah. So you're saying like an entire franchise just rested on like one guy snapping his fingers? It feels like kind of thin for like a premise. But anyway, I don't know if I'm gonna make everything disappear.
It was really good.
It was one little snappity, but if I do 2 snap, it come back. And I do the 3 finger. I'm sorry.
3 snaps.
No. I gotta spice this up, and I know everyone hates me right now, but you're right, like it is way more than those dots that you're seeing, because even smaller landlords, who by the way, often mom and pop landlords, even your landlord, if you're like, oh no, they probably only own 1 or 2, properties, BS, they own way more than you think or know. In fact, they are millionaires often. They also use RealPage, which again is this price fixing software, because they get punished apparently if you don't use it, and also you get punished if you don't raise your rents a certain percentage. So it's like it is punitive on top of that. So when we talk about like, late stage capitalism, we are not just talking about, we're talking about a market, which is the housing market, which sadly, yes, we are subjected to the whims of the rising costs and all of this and all of that. But on top of it, it is a monopoly. It is 100% like, there's a conglomerate here, right? It is not just small different people. They are all conspiring with one another to make sure that we get gouged the most possible. So I just wanna like put that out there. Like, this is not free competition. This is not fair competition. If you price your unit, if you happen to have a unit and you're renting it out, if you price it below, but you want to use the software, which helps you like in many different aspects in terms of like managing your property, they will punish you for not pricing it high enough. The American Prospect magazine did amazing reporting. Everyone should check that out. Obviously now I think mainstream news is catching up, and I'm glad that some of this reporting has actually led to something like a DOJ investigation, because this is the difference, John, between people being housed and unhoused. Like, this is the reason that people are on the streets right now, are algorithms like this.
Yeah, they shouldn't be legal. There's an estimate in 2023 alone, the use of these algorithms, which pushes up the price of rent, cost renters an additional $3.8 billion.
Jesus.
This is billions of dollars, and that's what they have now. They could expand. More landlords could use this as more and more of these properties are gobbled up. And right now, just shy of half of American renter households spent more than 30% of their income on housing costs in 2023. Overall, over the last 4 years, rent has climbed 1.5 times faster than wages. Oof. And it's not like 4 years ago, people were like, rent is so manageable. I barely have to think about it.
Hey, look at that. Florida has some of the most dramatic differences, according to Zillow. Weird. I wonder why that happens when their property taxes are so low. They pay no taxes. Gee, I thought that was just a California thing where they just have so many taxes.
It's probably DEI. Also, I love that like they have their governor. He's the voice of the voiceless. It's weird that it's getting so bad there. It's almost as if he's distracting them with identity politics.
He's the voice of the people who've got like nasally voices that are this high.
Exactly. He's anyway. Bad situation, and unfortunately, over the next 4 years, like who thinks that Donald Trump, the guy who builds buildings or whatever, is going to fight back against the out of control landlords? Come on. Members make a difference here at TYT. You help make the show happen, and we see you in the chat with your loyalty badge. Click the join button to become a member today.